Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me on archive. Let me do a sound check really quick. All right, give me one moment. This takes forever to load. Holy shit. YouTube's a trip, man. There we go. All right. What's going on, DJ Mexicano de Tejas in the house, man? Got a lot to talk about tonight. GFunk will try to join us. I don't know what's going on. I have to go live. That's it. I'm going live. Um, can't keep everybody waiting. You know what I mean? Chance Smoke says, "What's good, D Style? Hopefully GFunk will join us. If not, then I'll go solo. It's all good. It's all good in this neighborhood. Check it out, man. Got quite a show here for you tonight. The forecast tonight. You know what the forecast is? The forecast, right, is a desert storm. Got a desert storm tonight. Hopefully I don't get sand in my eyes and shit, but it's all good. Okay, what's up to Bam Bam Tweed in the house? AJ10 back in here. Let me give AJ10. You have been knighted once again, right? AJ10, if you get a moment, post a comment right there, and you should have a wrench. A lot of people don't have wrenches right now because of what happened. I don't know what the hell's going on, so I got to figure it out, man. I have no idea why some people are popping up blocked, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. Okay, moving on with that. Make sure moderators with those wrenches, make sure you tell people to throw a jab at the like button as they come in. Um, as we all know, this Saturday we have a big fight coming up. We have Pacquiao against Thurman. But that's not the only boxing going on. And we're not talking to. We'll talk Dillian White tomorrow. All right. And man, let me tell you, we have an emergency. We have a very vital emergency. You guys are not going to believe this. Okay, EJ Boxing Live in the house. AJ10, I lost the ability to write in the chat last night. I don't know what that's about. Nobody wanted fact checking, right? But we have an emergency. All right, you guys are gonna think I'm joking. Like, you're gonna think like, oh, this guy's out of his mind. But we have an emergency in our hands. Usually, I write my notes with Sharpie. Look, see this? These are the notes from last night. The show I did with Joe Habib. Right? These are the notes. You see that? Look at it. Nice Sharpie. I like writing with a Sharpie. So nice and bold. And these are my notes for tonight. Look at this. A pen, bro. A pen. I had to write with a pen. I don't know where my Sharpie's at. All right? Hashtag find DStyle Sharpie. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't understand. All right? I don't understand. Hopefully GFunk will join us, man. Was really looking forward to having him on, but he's working on it. He'll jump on. So we will see. All right. Let's just checking my text here to see if he's texting me or whatever. Again, thank you guys again for joining me live. EJ has EJ Boxing Live through a jab at the like button. Has he? Well, we got some fights to talk about, man. Right? So let's get it started. Let's get this started. AJ10, get ready. I might ask you to fact check some stuff. Okay? All right. All right. So get ready. Be ready on your keyboard. Okay. Let me get my my video. There we go. He has good. And well, before I continue, this is why DStyle has notes. Right. This wouldn't happen if I had my Sharpie. Okay. Hashtag. I'm not even joking. Hashtag find DStyle's Sharpie. Okay. You can't see AJ, Bam Bam? What do you mean you can't see AJ? I see him. If Bam Bam 2 can't see AJ, something's going on, man. Like, I'm telling you right now, something's going on. Right? A Bam Bam tweet, cannot see AJ. I don't even know what to say. Honestly. Weird. Well, let me know what goes on with that. But the polls, make sure you vote on the polls. Go to DStyle, or actually, I don't have a website. Go to youtube.com/DStyleBoxing/community. Or just click on DStyleBoxing right now. Go to my community page. Scroll down, right? And there you go. You guys can go ahead and make sure you vote on the polls, man. We got Roy Jones Jr. We got Bernard Hopkins, right? We have Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins. We got Eric Morales, and of course Miguel Cotto. That's the best 4 we've had in any poll. We need 2 more votes or 3 or something like that to just make it official. So we're gonna. Okay, I know that it doesn't expire till Thursday, but let's get that threshold now. Let's get that out of the way. That we can have a nice, appreciation week for Roy Jones, more likely, or whoever wins. You never know. Somebody might get an upset or something. You never know. It's we will see. Okay. All right, Batman 2 can now say age of 10. Good. All right. I see 9 likes. Let's get it to 10 right away. Let's get to 10 likes. Okay, throw a jab at the like button. Right? So first of all, we got quite the card, man. We do. I mean, we got Luis Nery versus Juan Carlos Payano. That's a bantamweight fight. We have Ugas against Figueroa. I have a lot of thoughts about that fight. I think it's the most interesting of all the undercard fights. And then, of course, Lipinets. I've been waiting to say that. Lipinets against Molina. Right? So let's talk about this undercard. And let's first start with Luis Nery versus Juan Carlos Payano. Let's talk about this fight. Luis Nery, of course, 29-0. 23 by way of knockout. Juan Carlos Payano is 21-2. The guy's got 9 KOs. Vast difference. According to BoxRec, Nery is ranked number 1 in the world, okay, in his weight class. And Carlos Payano, whether you agree or disagree, there's still a disparity there because Payano's ranked 21 in the world, but he is from the Dominican Republic where he is number 1. Okay. This is an interesting fight for many reasons. One, they're both southpaw. All right. So when I was looking at film of these two guys, the first thing I noticed is that Payano is susceptible to right hands a lot. In fact, that's how he got knocked out. Okay. But he got knocked out with a big right hand by the one and the only Inui, right? The monster, the one people want to call number 1 pound for pound and all that. Big win for Inui, especially against a guy like Payano, who I saw that fight in his 2 fights with Rossi Warren. Okay, those are the 2 main fights I seen before I went back and looked at anything. But, man, he was getting caught with right hands a lot in many of his fights. Okay? But my thought was, man, and Nery's going to get him. But then I remember, wait, Nery's a southpaw too. This is 2 southpaws in this fight, right? You saw 2 southpaws going at it, right? And let me check some here. You might have to. I don't know, man. I get an email, but I can't do this during the show. It is what it is. All right. Let's see here now. Anyway, there's 2 Panteras on this pay-per-view, by the way. Okay, Luis Nery's nickname is Pantera. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay. Both guys, good southpaws, okay, coming into this fight, right? And first of all, Nery's from Tijuana, Baja California, bro. That's where Morales is going to win, right? That's where Morales is from, I meant. I saw you saying Eric Morales is going to win. It just slipped out of my mouth, but of course. Of course he's gonna win. He's from Baja California, Tijuana, baby, right? And you know, if you're from where Morales is from, you're gonna win, bro, right? Um, like a lot of these guys from Tijuana, man, they know how to box, bro. Mid range, he's really good at mid range. Let me tell you something. He could apply pressure too, but good southpaw. He likes to be at mid range a lot. Very good jab, decent jab, I should say, a little above decent. Okay, I think we got the one and only G Funk in the house. What's up, G Funk? Can you hear me?
DStyle, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We could hear you loud and clear. All right, he made it, guys. Thank God.
Sorry about not being punctual, man. My mistake.
It's all right, man. I want to give a shout out to Batman Tweed. He finally found AJ. Okay, like AJ was being stealth on the guy, but he found him. Right. Key Boomerang, he only knows Molina. We're going to get to that. AJ 10, this is a decent undercard. Absolutely. Alex and Alana says, DStyle, my favorite channel. What's going on? Make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Key Boomerang, Payano also, AJ 10, hit that like button. He says, Nery, I remember him, says Key Boomerang. Absolutely. Now, Chief Funk, Luis Nery failed a test in Japan, man, against Yamanaka, right? And then he failed to make weight in his the second fight with him. Nobody knows about this. I mean, it's crazy, but because it happened in Japan. I guess what happens in Japan stays in Japan, right?
Yeah, I guess so,
huh? Yeah. But anyways, from Baja California, good Asian jab. He likes the mid range. Kind of like there's some similarities to Morales there, man. Those Tijuana fighters. He is open to hooks, though. I didn't notice that, but he's open to hooks against orthodox fighters, and but he's really good at starting combinations to the body, and he ends them upstairs. Juan Carlos Payano from the Dominican Republic, another southpaw, as I mentioned, lives in Miami, Florida. He won one and lost one to Rashi Warren. Two very close fights, in my opinion. He won the first one, lost a rematch. I haven't heard much of Rashi Warren for a while, by the way. He has a very good overhand right and a good straight left that works very well against orthodox fighters. He's open to a right hand against orthodox fighters, but they're both southpaw. You know, so I can't really. All I can go by is who I think the better fighter is, and that's Luis Nery. Luis Nery versus Payano. Who do you think is going to win that fight, G-Funk?
Yeah, I'm going to have to jump on that with you, man. I'm going to go with Nery. He just looks more solid to me, man. Yeah. Looks a little bit more polished. I mean, Payano looks solid to me too, you know, but he does look limited to me also. So yeah, I think he's going to probably going to taste the canvas a couple times before they end up stopping that fight. But I think it should be pretty good, you know, the rounds that we do get out of that one. But I'm going to roll with you on that one.
Absolutely. I think Nery should win that fight. I'll be shocked if he loses, to be honest with you. I want to see Nery in there against Inouye. I think that fight will show me more about Inouye than anybody Inouye's fought so far, especially if it gets past Payano. Did you see that knockout when Inouye knocked Payano out in the first round?
No, I didn't see that.
He knocked him straight the hell out, man. I think he sent him to another dimension, but yeah, but he got some wins after that, so it could happen to anybody. A first round knockout. So I don't want anybody to just count him out because of that. I just think Nery's going to win because he's a better fighter. And then we have Ugas against Figueroa, right? Ugas against Sean Porter, man. Look, I thought that was a close-ass fight, man. I thought that
I did too, man. That was a close one.
I wouldn't have complained if they gave it to Ugas, to be honest with you. But I had Porter edging it out. How did you have that fight?
Man, you know, that was a tough one, man, because like you said, it was close. Could have went either way. I thought Ugas would win that night. I just looking at Sean Porter after the fight, he didn't look like a guy who won that fight to me. But you know, he had the belt, he's got the name. Good close fight though, man. I really enjoyed watching that one.
Yeah, the Cuban fighters ranked number 6 in the world according to BoxRec, and Figueroa is ranked number 18th in the world. Figueroa has been a world champion in lightweight, but he didn't really do anything with that. Panterita's 28-0 with one draw. He has 19 KOs to his credit, and then of course Ugas 23-4 with zero draws, 11 KOs. So not a lot of power there. Interesting nickname, numero 54 Milagros. I don't even know what that means. Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
Is that like a Cuban thing, like numero 54 Milagros?
I guess so, yeah. Huh.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. If anybody knows what that means, please put it in the chat, okay? Because I have no idea what the hell that means, okay? All right. We got some people cheering off for Thurman. What's up to Ashy Knuckles in the house? All right, and Boxing Conversations, Reggie Owens joined us as well. This fight, this is definitely a traditional boxeador versus fajador. Figueroa is going to bring it. We know he likes to fight on the inside. We know he likes to fajar. This guy gets hit a lot. Sometimes he'll come in and surprise me and slip a couple punches, and I don't know if he gets bored or something, but then he just starts taking punches. All right. He gets hit a lot. Although he gets hit a lot on the inside though, where the punches don't have as much torque. He likes to fight in those trenches. Ugas likes to fight in mid range. He likes to keep guys at bay a lot. That's the type of fight this is gonna be. To me, this is a tough fight to call, in my opinion. A lot of people are just saying Ugas all the way, but Figueroa hasn't lost yet, man. I know he had a tough fight with Molina. Didn't look that impressive in that fight, but it's going to bring volume. I think he has really good right hands that I think will land on Ugas personally as he comes in. The question is, what is he going to take when he comes in? Good shoulder plate shot too. Figueroa has when he comes inside. Ugas, more of a technical fighter, technically sound, like a lot of Cuban fighters are. A lot of amateur pedigree, and I think he's at his optimal weight right now. I think 147 is definitely for him. Who do you think is going to win this fight, man? How do you see this fight going?
Oh, yeah, I thought about this one for a little bit, man, but I agree with a lot of what you said. Figueroa, man, he gets hit. I mean, he gets hit a ton every time I see him fighting. But, he does, I don't know if you notice it, but when he's on the inside, because, he likes to be on the inside, sometimes put his gloves to the side like this. They try to kind of block shots, which is cool. But you sometimes you still feel the steam of those shots when you're doing that,
Right.
But he is good on the inside. He likes to be on the inside. He throws real sneaky uppercuts with both hands. I notice he does like to switch sometimes to southpaw. I don't really like that from him. He doesn't look very good to me when he does it. But hey. You just never know, man. It's boxing. We've seen crazy things happen. I mean, like you said, you look at Ugas and you see his style and you think, man, he's going to beat the brakes off this dude, But Figueroa, like you said, he's undefeated. He's real sneaky with a lot of stuff he does. And he's tough, man. He could take a good shot, man. He could take a real good shot. I just think that I'm going to go with Ugas because, like you said, I like the Cuban style. Those guys really know how to land clean shots, man. That's one thing. Land clean shots. Everybody's going to see them shots in the whole stadium when he's landing on Figueroa. But anything could happen, man. Can't count out the other guy, man, because he's never lost, But I'm going to roll with Ugas personally, man. I just think he's got the better style for the fight.
Yeah, he's also 33 years old, Ugas. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, he's got to go now. Yeah, he got to go now.
Ashy Knuckles just said, "Big stage. It's now or never." And he wants to get that step closer to be a world champion. Wants another title shot. It does start with beating Figueroa, but I got to tell you, man, I just have a feeling that Figueroa is going to take it, right? And a lot of what people are saying makes sense. I know Dino Boxing Entertainment says Ugas' reflexes are outstanding. They are, and he is a big, long guy for his weight class. I think he will take it home. Here's what I think, man. I honestly believe Figueroa is going to make him very uncomfortable. I think it's going to get on the inside. And the one thing Porter didn't do in their fight, he tried to box him. And I think that's why it was a tough fight for him. Figueroa is not in any. He never has any imagination that he's an out boxer or he's going to fight a mid range, okay, or anything like that. And shout out to Alexis again saying DStyleBoxing, her favorite channel. Thank you very much. But I think Figueroa's going to make him uncomfortable, man, and I think he's going to get on the inside on him. I think he's going to make him uncomfortable, and I think he's going to lure Ugas into that type of fight. And I think Ugas, knowing, he got the short end of the stick the last time, I think he's going to try to overcompensate and probably going to try and slug it out with Figueroa. I might be wrong about that. I just think Figueroa's going to close in that distance. Yes, and I know Guerrero, trust me, I know he was shot, but he looked good in that fight to me. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He destroyed Robert Guerrero. Right. And say what you want about Guerrero, but he never been destroyed like that, dude.
No,
right?
Never. Hey,
now,
you make a good man. That Figueroa's got to make it a dogfight, man. If he's gonna win this fight, he's got to just go straight in, man, and go for it, man. And I didn't think about what you said also about how he came up short against Porter, so he might just try to stand there and bang with him,
Yeah. Boxing Entertainment doesn't see it that way. We will see, man. Look, Ugas can win this fight. The question is, can he keep Figueroa off of him? And I don't think he has the power to keep him off. I just don't. I think Figueroa's going to take some shots coming in. Hopefully he's a little smarter about it. But he's going to get right inside, man. And I just have a feeling that it's going to make Ugas very uncomfortable. So I think it's going to become an inside fight to me. And that's what it's about. If it stays on the outside or mid-range, Ugas all day.
All day.
All day. Okay, but it's not going to be in a fight on mid-range. I just don't see it. I don't think Figueroa is going to try and beat him that way. I could see Ugas winning the first 2-3 rounds. So before everybody's like, DStyle, you're wrong. I think he's going to win the first few rounds. But then he's going to get uncomfortable. You know what fight I think about when I think about this fight?
What's that?
A little bit, not totally, but a little bit like Angulo versus Lara, right? Where Angulo was trying to make Lara very uncomfortable. Lara didn't feel comfortable with that pressure. He even got knocked down several times. First time I saw Lara very vulnerable. Only I believe Figueroa's a better fighter than Angulo, right? And I don't know if Ugas is better than Lara, So we will see, man. But that's what I think, man. Ugas is the bigger guy, though, so we'll see.
That's a good comparison, man. I didn't even think about that. The Lara and Angulo fight. Yeah, that was a crazy fight. You never seen Lara in that kind of trouble like that. And to his credit, he got up from 2 knockdowns and stopped him.
Yeah, definitely. And let me tell you, man, that this is a classic, matchup. I mean, this is like they say in Spanish, el boxeador contra el fajador. The brawler against the boxer, man, they're gonna clash, man. It's a clash of styles, and I love this type of style matchup.
I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. Yeah,
most definitely. Right, and finally, to just finish this undercard, and shout out to everybody. Make sure you throw a jab. Make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Let's get a 15 likes ASAP. All right, Operation 15. Let's get those likes up. But Lipinets 15-1. We know we lost to Garcia, right? Mikey Garcia, that is. 11 knockouts, pretty good knockout ratio. This fight is at 147. He's going to be fighting John Molina, who's 38-8. Okay, ranked number 37 in the world now, according to BoxRec. Well, Lipinets is, I think, number 10. I forgot to write that down. My Sharpie. See what happens when I don't have my Sharpie? Hey. Right? But Lipinets, man, I got to be honest, bro. I think he's going to destroy John Molina. I don't know how you see this fight, but it's a bad matchup for John Molina.
I'm right with you on that one, man. Lipinets is just a bull, man. He's right there.
That high guard,
nice and tight. And he's real short and sweet with those hooks, man. I think he's going to have a field day against John Molina Jr.
Absolutely. And I see Ashley Knuckles in the house. By the way, I don't know if Ashley's done any breakdowns on his fights yet. But whether he has already or whether he will, you guys got to tune into his channel, man. Okay, I'm sure he'll provide very good breakdowns for these fights. You guys make sure you check out Ashley Knuckles. Go subscribe. This is going to be a phone booth fight. All right, that's what this is going to be. While it lasts, it's going to be probably one of the most exciting fights you've ever seen because they're going to come in, right? Both guys, Lipinets at high guard. He just comes in. I I don't know, man. I just think Lipinets is just too powerful for Molina to fight that way. And I don't see Molina. He's an old dog, man. I don't see him learning new tricks. That's all he knows how to do. It's what he does. Comes forward, and I think he's gonna get destroyed. It's gonna be a set. I think Molina should retire after this. To be honest with you, Lipinets might retire him along with just like he retired Lamont Peterson, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I think if it ends with the Lipinets win,
Yeah.
this is gonna be the last we see of John Molina Jr. He's been around a while and he's been in a lot of tough fights too, man. So yeah, I just think that he's just real strong, real solid. I don't think he's gonna be able to hurt him, and I just see eventually, maybe 6, 7, 8 rounds, he's out of there, man. He's just too strong, and he's real good with those hooks, man. Real short and compact. They get right there real quick. And I like Lipinets in that fight.
I also noticed in the last fight, man, he was just in the Lamont Peterson fight, his pivots just got better. His transitions
Yeah,
from left to right. I mean, on that inside, and it kind of befuddled. I don't think Lamont was ready for that, and he beat the shit out of Lamont in
yeah.
the last 2 rounds of that fight. It was competitive for a while, but they stopped that fight, thank God. But
Yeah, he showed a new wrinkle in his game, man, and I like that.
absolutely, you know, but I still don't think he'll be like a Mikey Garcia or a guy that technical.
No,
Technical fighters are Lipinets,
that's his nightmare.
that's his Achilles. That's his Achilles heel. You know what I mean? But he's technical enough to beat a guy like a Molina, and I think he does what Molina does, just better. You know,
Yeah,
and Molina's also got him battered up a lot, bro. I mean, he's been battered up by a lot of dudes, man. Crawford. I mean, who else battered up this guy? I mean, he's taking some
Adrian
beatings.
Broner.
Broner battered him up, absolutely.
Yeah, he's
You know,
been in tough with some guys, man. So I think this is probably the end of the line. And
absolutely. And G Funk, tell everybody where they can find you, bro, while they're listening in.
G Funky 84 boxing on YouTube, man. I'm back. I've been gone for a few years, man, but I'm glad to be back. I want to thank the brother DStyle for having me on his channel. I appreciate it, man. I love talking boxing, and I'm glad to be back, man. And this is a good fight here, man. It's fight week. I'm pumped.
Absolutely. Which brings me to this. Um, done with that piece of paper. But it brings me to this, man. I want to know your prediction, man. How do you think Pacquiao versus Broner is going to go?
Oh man. I've thought about this one for a while, man. I was gonna save it for my channel, but since I'm here, I'll go ahead and let it out.
Go
But
ahead.
what I see, I think Thurman has got all the tools in his toolbox to win this fight. Now, whether he can do it, we don't know for sure, but I think he's got the tools to do it. Pacquiao is still a guy to me that just, he comes straight in on a straight line, and he does not cut off the ring, man. I think that's going to be a problem for him. Thurman likes to move around the ring now, and if he's not going to be able to stop him from moving and countering him, man, I think it could be a long night for Pacquiao, man. But Manny Pacquiao, he's been around a long time, and he's pulled off some fights that in the past I didn't think he was going to win, and somehow, some way, he got it done. And he's a veteran. He's got the experience.
Yeah.
He's been on the big stage a lot more than Thurman. This is Thurman's first pay-per-view fight, so you do expect some nerves there. But I just think Thurman has. I think he can do things to Pacquiao. I think the movement is going to give him some trouble. The good jab is going to give him some trouble. But we did see in his last fight against Lopez, he was getting hit with a lot of clean left hands. A lot of clean left hands, and was almost out of there. And I think that was the 7th round.
Yeah.
Because one thing I noticed about Thurman is when he does circle around the ring and he's moving away from punches, he sometimes likes to put his hands straight down and go straight back. And that's when he gets in trouble. And that's when he got in trouble against Lopez. And, you don't want to make too many mistakes like that against a guy like Pacquiao because we know he can hit hard, man. He can crack still, even though he's 40 years old. So Thurman's going to have to tighten that up a little bit. But I just think that he'll be able to move enough and to counterpunch Pacquiao enough to where that old 40-year-old motor is just going to run out of oil, and this might be the last time we see Pacquiao on a big stage. I think, man, but I could be wrong, but I'm. I just think he's younger, and I think he's better at this point. But I got to give it up to Pacquiao, man. He's, even though he's gotten up there in age, he's fought some young, tough guys, man, recently, and he's won these fights, with the exception of the Jeff Horn fight. But he's been in there with some young, tough guys, man. So I got to give him the credit, and he's definitely a live dog in my opinion. But I'm gonna roll with the young gun, Keith Thurman.
All right, man. I mean, look, I'll tell you what. He is younger. He is stronger. I don't know if he's faster though. And can he win? Absolutely. This is a tough fight to call, in my honest opinion. But I'm rolling with Pacquiao, right? Okay. And I don't know, man. I think he's going to be look, round one. Mark my word, he's going to catch Thurman with a big left hand, straight left in the first round. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen while Thurman's jumping in. Thurman, he has to me, man, his transitions, man, like a lot of people see it as versatile, like, oh, he's so versatile. He could box on the outside and he could box on the inside and mid-range, but he's okay on the inside. Mid-range is where he wants to be. That's where he lands his hooks, but he goes on the outside a lot, and he's not at range to really do anything to the other guy. And I don't know if he's ever faced a guy with Manny Pacquiao's foot speed who's going to come in as fast as Pacquiao does. And I understand Pacquiao's open to counters, but that's counters to right hands, right? And Thurman is more of a guy. He just throws hooks more than right hands. His right hand's okay, but the hook is his money punch, right? And like Joe Habib said yesterday, Pacquiao moves, away from the hook, which is why Cotto had a hard time landing the hook on him, and had a hard time countering him, and had a hard time figuring out Manny Pacquiao. So, and also last week, I also said, man, I'm sure Thurman has pictured this fight in his head many times. I'm sure he has. But, right, here's the but. That's two-dimensional. You know what I mean? Three-dimensional, when you're inside that ring and this Filipino's in front of you, everything's just different, man. And even fights he lost, man, there was times that he caught guys off guard. He caught Mayweather off guard in I think it was the third round. I could be mistaken.
There's a couple times that fight, yeah.
He caught Mayweather a couple times early in that fight, and that's Mayweather, a guy with much superior defense than a Keith Thurman. So he's definitely going to catch Thurman with those lefts. And I'll tell you right now, right? If Pacquiao clips Thurman with a left, right, and Thurman's knees buckle, it's going to be he's done. Okay, he better be able to take that punch, right? If he can't take it, he's done. I mean, I know that's like obvious, but he's gonna land that left hook, that left straight. I'm sorry, in the first round, he's gonna land it. I could almost guarantee anyone he's gonna land that straight left before Thurman is able to get the hook in. He's gonna land it. And the way Pacquiao, man, he's on that southpaw position, man. He's so good at just throwing that left, man. And people got to understand, man, he almost doubles the jab. He doubles a jab, and for a split second, he keeps that glove right there. And by the time it's out, the left's already there, man. It's like boom, bam, already hit you. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. He's going to land that left, and I think that's going to tell the story for me anyway. Right away, can Thurman take that? If he can take it, I still think Pacquiao wins the decision, right? But it'll be a tough fight. Thurman's hook, a hook just takes longer, man. The hook's traveling from here. It goes around over here. The straight is a straight line. Pacquiao's going to land it first. I also think Thurman has stamina issues. I mean, I know he's younger, but Thurman takes too many rounds off in between. You can't do that against Pacquiao, in my opinion. I just don't think you can take rounds off, man. And he always kind of fades. Haven't you noticed like Thurman fades towards the end of fights sometimes?
Yeah, I do see that sometimes. You know what I think, honestly, from what I see with Thurman, ever since he started to apply more boxing to his game, I think he does a lot of wasted movement. Do you see that too? Like where he just moves when he shouldn't be moving sometimes, and Like, I feel like there's times where he's in there with a guy and he's beating him. You know, he's winning on the cards, and then he'll just be moving around like, well, you don't need to be moving right now. Like, you could possibly get this guy out of there.
It's a
Plus,
lot of wasted energy.
yeah. Plus, I think that took away a lot of his power too, to be moving so much. You know.
Yeah.
Very good point about the hook, because I noticed that also. I just forgot to mention that, but sometimes he gets really, really wide with that hook, and it almost lands like a slap. You know, it doesn't come real tight; it comes like that. When he should be countering more with straight right hands, like you said, against Pacquiao, because
it kind of brings it. You know, he's like this, but he kind of brings it, and he's just like it's like it lands like this. Like,
yeah,
you know, yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, so that you made some good points, man. I just think that you know the old cliche in boxing, man. The younger guy, you got to go with the younger guy. I feel like if these guys were the same age or close to the same age, I'd take Pacquiao for sure.
Right.
But you know, I just think Thurman. I think he's hungry, and I think he's really out to prove people wrong, especially after the Lopez fight. So that's why I'm gonna roll with him. At first, I was rolling with Pacquiao. I was saying Pacquiao was gonna beat him at first, but the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I looked at fights. I just see, you know, again, I agree with you on Pacquiao having the fast feet. I just don't think he uses his fast feet the right way sometimes, especially against a guy who's going to be moving like that.
Yeah. Well, look, man. To me, when Thurman's on the outside, bro, it's that's his defense, right? He uses his feet to get away, and I just think it's not going to work, bro. Like, go watch the first. I invite anybody. Go watch the first 4 rounds. Right. Eventually, Mayweather figured him out, and he was able to handle him. Even though I think both guys looked like trash, in my opinion, in that fight. But that's another story. But yeah, both of them had their worst output ever. It was they were both scared of each other. It was insane. But watch the first 4 rounds of that fight. The way Pacquiao was like getting to Mayweather, he was like when Mayweather moved, he was like right there. Like, you know, didn't give him a lot of space. You know, he made sure he kept it at mid range. That's where Pacquiao wants it. That's his wheelhouse. Pacquiao's been fighting at mid-range for a long time, man.
Yeah, that's his thing, man.
And Thurman being that mid-range choker, he's going to have problems with that left hand. I'm telling people. Doesn't mean he can't win, even if he does have problems with the left hand. But the left hand is going to land, okay? And Thurman, man, let me tell you, man, Pacquiao's going to be throwing the left. Thurman's right eye is going to be, by the end of that fight, mark my words, man, it's going to be marked up. It's gonna be all blackened right here.
It usually does in most of his fights.
Yeah. Guess why?
Yeah.
Take a guess.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if he could take Pacquiao's shot, I mean, like you said, Pacquiao gonna land that left hand. I mean, he's gonna do it. And the way he takes it, and you know, that's gonna tell a lot about how the fight's gonna go, I think, man. And it's gonna land early because we know Pacquiao, he's gonna come.
Yeah. I agree. Brian David says Thurman is too big. He's going to make Pac fight on the back foot. He's going to beat Pac. Bro, like there's no, like Pacquiao moves in circular motion in that fight, bro. He's not going to back him up. He's going to move in circles. You know what I mean? Like, that's how Pacquiao fights. He's going to come in and out. He just goes around the ring like this. That's Pacquiao. He's not worried about getting backed up. All right. Thurman's going to have to, unless Thurman, are you saying Thurman's going to turn into like an inside guy and it's going to be cutting off the ring and getting Pacquiao against the ropes? I just don't see it. I mean, we'll wait and see, right? But people keep saying he's too big. Thurman's 5'7", bro. I know that's height, but his frame don't even look that big, and he looks a little soft in the body. That's why Colossal will hurt him, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing I think Pacquiao, he's not a very good body puncher, man.
Right.
And that's something that I think, like you brought up a good point again with the body shot. He got hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try to go to the body this fight, you know?
Yeah. Look, if this fight was in a hallway, like shoulder to shoulder hallway, then I'll be with you. Thurman's going to be too big. It's a boxing ring. It's going to move in circles, right? And what happened to Thurman's size when he fought Robert Guerrero, who came from 135 and shit? What happened to his size? He was backing up the last 2 rounds, right? What happened to Thurman's size then? I mean, this dude hasn't knocked anybody out in I don't know how long, right? I don't know how long. And Pacquiao hasn't knocked out a lot of dudes because he moved up in weight. Now, here's my troubling thing, right, G-Funk? Me, the way I see it, Pacquiao stopped knocking dudes out. Not when he stepped up in class in terms of fighters. When he stepped up in weight class. When he started fighting guys that are bigger than him, right? Thurman's been a welterweight his whole career, and he stopped knocking guys out when he went up in class in terms of the quality of the fighters.
Correct
Right?
me if I'm wrong, too. Didn't
Yeah.
Thurman fight at 154 also before he came? Didn't he come down, I think?
He could have. We can get an AJ10 on that. AJ10, we need a fact check. Did Thurman fight at 154? We can definitely get good word on that.
I
But
thought he fought Quintana at 154, but I could be mistaken, man. But I thought that fight was at 154.
Definitely. I mean, it could be. I mean, we will see. AJ will check on that. With that said, let's get to 20 likes. We're at 16. Operation 20 likes. Make sure you throw a jab at the like button. You know what today's forecast is, G-Funk?
Oh, man, I heard it's going to be a desert storm.
It is a desert storm. Today's feather. Look at this. Look at that. Right? All right. It just happens to be the right coincidence. But that's when he beat Junior Witterman in England, by the way. He went in foreign soil, took a risk, could have gotten robbed, but he got the decision. All right. So he fought Quintana 154. You are correct, G-Funk. Boxing dialogue, Pacquiao goes to the body sometimes. If his opponent goes to a high guard, we will see. Thurman kind of keeps it right here a little bit. You know what I mean? He comes to a little high guard when guys come inside. So I don't know how he'll do it at mid-range. We will see, man. It's going to be an interesting fight. It is a desert storm. All right? Two fights I want to talk about when it comes to Timothy Bradley. The first fight, when he broke down, and yes, it was way past his prime, but man, broke down Casamayor. And Bradley's not known as a knockout artist or anything like that, but he did stop him, right? I believe Casamayor might have, I don't know if it was a TKO or he quit on his stool. AJ Tang, get a fact check on that. But what do you remember about that fight, G-Funk?
Yeah, that was, I think, one of them fights where, they were trying to get Bradley to go into I think that was before the Pacquiao, the first fight.
I think it was the Marquez Pacquiao 3 undercard. I could be wrong about that, but I do believe it was on there.
Yeah, I think they were kind of, setting up Bradley for that showdown with Pacquiao. So they put him in there with like you said, a past his prime Casamayor. But he was just too quick, just too good for Casamayor that night, man. He looked real good. And
the body shots. Dang.
Yeah, he hit him with a body shot. I think that's what stopped it. I think it was like a hook to the body or something like that.
It was several body shots.
Yeah, he worked him that night.
Yeah, I don't know if Casamayor was kind of used to fighting guys that fast. You know what I mean? And then plus his reflexes were kind of going down as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was some, man. Now Tim Gallegos says there's a storm. What's going on to Tim Gallegos? Says Marquez is his personal favorite. And AJ10 Bradley was the underdog in the Witter fight. Absolutely. They were trying to do Witter versus Haddon at one time, if you remember. Casamayor was over the hill at that point, absolutely. And he beat Lamont Peterson. He absolutely did. I want to ask you this. That Marquez fight, man, that was right after Marquez just put Pacquiao to sleep, like NyQuil treatment or some shit.
I thought he killed him, man. When I first seen that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I was like celebrating, and it was like a moment. It was all right. But what do you remember about that fight, man, with Marquez?
I actually
going into the fight and afterwards.
I actually was really pumped up about that fight because I like Bradley. He was one of them dudes that he liked to scrap a lot, and I like that about him. He's a real feisty little guy in there, And then he started moving up in weight, got a couple of big wins. I think he had beat Pacquiao before that, right? Him and Pacquiao had fought already, I believe.
He had a win over Pacquiao, yes.
Yeah, and then he had fought Provodnikov, and that was a brutal fight for him.
Yeah.
So he went in. What I remember is he went into that fight with Marquez, and he decided to box instead of bang it out with Marquez. And I think that's what we want him to fight, was that he just stayed on the outside, made Marquez come forward. Marquez is not the type of guy to come and hunt you down, He wanted, make you make mistakes so he can counter you. So, he kind of did the opposite thing to Marquez. But I did think Marquez looked good in that fight too. It was a close, competitive fight. I think I might have had it like 7-5, 8-4 for Bradley, but there were some close rounds in there that could have went either way.
Yep.
I think that night, that Marquez beats a lot of welterweights on that night. but I think he's just in there with a guy who was just a little bit quicker. Not only with the hand speed, with the foot speed also. And I had Bradley winning that fight, but it was a good fight. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, Bradley's just that style, man. Like the boxing dialogue said, man, that slick style, man, will always give Marcus problems, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, but Brian Davis still talking about how he stood next to Pacquiao. I'm 5'9" and Pacquiao's small, bro. Like Thurman's small too, bro. Okay, right? Thurman is no Paul Williams, bro. He's no big welterweight, bro. I'm just telling you, he's no De La Hoya welterweight. He's no Trinidad or welterweight.
Trinidad,
You know what I mean? No, bro. Come on. Brian Williams gonna come if Thurman wins. It's gonna come back, bro. He's gonna be all over this chat. I'm telling you, next week. I told you.
I picked him though. G-Funk picked him, so
yeah. G-Funk did pick him. That's right. But you gotta be back. You gotta be back if Thurman loses, though.
Oh yeah, definitely, no problem.
Yeah. All right, but all right, Brian David. You gotta come back. Batman tweet. Yes, he's small, but he's always been small. But if you stood next to Thurman, you would dwarf him too. Yeah, like Thurman's like 5'7", bro. You know, and he's not like a dude like big broad shoulders, big waist, and that's not Thurman, dude. That's why he's a welterweight, dude. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But anyway, back to Bradley. It's Bradley's time, right? But yeah, man, I love that fight, man. That's a really good boxing match. Going in, I was wondering, like, is Bradley gonna like try and bum rush Marquez? You know, trying to go at it with him the way he did with Provodnikov and shit. I was wondering that going in, you know, and then not only that, man. I don't know if you remember this G-Funk, but I saw some like I don't know, was it the lead up to the Marquez fight? Where they were showing like Bradley stuttering and like right after the Provodnikov fight.
Yes.
Like he looked really bad. I think this dude's shot, bro. I think he's shot. I think Marquez is gonna hurt him. But I thought he was shot, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
He got brutalized in that fight, man, against Provodnikov, man.
Yeah.
He was hurt several times. Yeah, he won it, but he was hurt badly several times in that fight.
I just thought it was like a kind of like, man, he's lucky Provodnikov wasn't like a Chavez or somebody like that. You know, he would have ended up like Mal Dictator, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's just not what he did, and he got really hurt in that fight. I don't know the lasting damage he had from that fight, but if he fought that way against Marquez would have beat the shit out of him, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he did fight smart. He fought smart. He went back to the original Timothy Bradley. The way he boxed, the way he got that win over Pacquiao, whether you think it's controversial or not, or whatever it is, he went back to doing what he's been doing, man. You know, he boxing well and using lateral movement and sneaking in some shots and occasionally getting in there and slugging it out for like, you know, a second or two and then getting out of there, right? To just mix it up a little bit. That's the Bradley I knew. And he showed up for this Marquez fight, but this is probably the smartest fight he boxed his whole career.
Yes.
Because even against Holt and Peterson, he would slug it out a little more with those guys. Against Marquez, he was like, this dude is with what was that dude's name that trained with Marquez? The steroid dude?
Heredia? Angel Heredia?
He's got that Heredia juice, man. I better be careful, man. But you never know. But yeah. I just think that he went back to that, and in a weird way, that win from Bradley like brought life to the Mayweather, you know, Pacquiao fight again. You know why, right?
Why do you think so?
Well, because after that happened, Pacquiao fans were like, "Oh, see, it's just Marquez beat him, but look, Bradley beat Marquez, and then they did the rematch, and he beat Bradley twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he also made Algieri do like 10 backflips in their fight. Pacquiao did, right? And then that kind of brought back to life. Bradley's the reason we ended up getting Mayweather Pacquiao eventually. That sparked the flame, because if Marquez wins that fight, we probably get Marquez Pacquiao 5 instead of the Mayweather fight. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would really be able to sell that fight. Shout out to Haplotype in the house, 92 AQ. Are the Kings making the playoffs this year? I think that's for you.
Yes, we are. Mark it down.
We will see. I don't know about that. But shout out to you guys, man. AJ10. But yeah, man, just that was a very good win, man. And this is DStyle Boxing Mexico Latino Tuesdays. There's no prospect watch this week. But what do you think about my prospect watch last week of your boy, man?
Yeah, man. That was my first time seeing him fight. I was at a local show on Saturday a couple weeks ago, and he looked good in that fight. That was like his kind of first big test because he was 11-0 at the time, Moreno, and he fought a guy from Mexico. I forgot the guy's name, but he was 11-1. So that was kind of his I guess measuring stick to that point in his career. And I felt like he won the fight. It was an 8-round fight. I felt he won probably about 6 of those rounds. But yeah, I think you did a good, honest assessment of him. He's still really green. But he's young enough to where he could learn and get better. I'm gonna try to go down to his gym and maybe see if I can do some videos and keep an eye on some local dudes, man. Try to do some extra work on the channel here. So, but yeah, I thought you did a good job on it, man.
Yeah, I mean he's a prospect, so there's going to be. I'm not going to come on and tell people, oh, this guy he's the best in the world, right? But he's got some work, but there's things he could improve on though for sure. But that's a good thing when you see a prospect. That means that they can get better. So, with that said, man, we basically covered it all, man.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Since it's a Desert Storm tonight.
Definitely.
I did have Bradley winning that first Pacquiao fight. I know that's an unpopular thing, but I just felt like watching that fight, I felt like, he landed a lot of clean shots on Pacquiao that were unnoticed, especially by that HBO commentary. I mean, oh my gosh, they were just horrible that night. Yeah. I can remember there was a part, I want to say maybe 9th or 10th round where Bradley landed about 7 to 8 clean punches on Pacquiao. And I mean, it was dead silent. Not one of them 3 dudes said anything. And then Pacquiao comes back with a little left hand, like, big right hand, big left hand from Pacquiao, and like, and that's the sort of thing that casual fans, and I'm not saying anybody who scored it for Pacquiao is a casual fan, but we know most people, that's what they pay attention to, man. And I felt like Bradley, I felt like he won the fight, but I know a lot of people don't think he did, but I felt like he won that fight. He did lose the next 2 though, for sure. But that first one, man, it was a good fight. I actually enjoyed watching that fight. I had a fight party here at my place. I had people here, and I just felt like he was winning the fight, man. I feel like Pacquiao just gave away some rounds at the end, man. But it is what it is.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you're not like that far out. Look, I thought Pacquiao won, right? But I felt it was close. I felt it was close. I remember watching that fight live, by the way, and I'm scoring round by round. You know what I mean? But when I watch fights, I don't know about you, I honestly don't I hear them, but I'm not paying attention to what you're saying. You know what I mean?
I do the same.
But you can't miss the scorecard, Letterman's, right? And I'm like, what the fuck did he just see? What? Like every round?
If you just come forward, he's gonna give you the round, man. You could eat clean punches the whole round. You coming forward? What? I thought he was the aggressor,
Dude, I'll never forget the Pacquiao versus Marquez 2 fight. Marquez was cut, or he was bloody,
Mm-hmm.
But he just won the round. He was bloody from an assault from Pacquiao 2 rounds ago, And so that's where the damage is from. Pacquiao did some good work 2 rounds before that. This dude comes out and he's like, oh, I got to give that. Let me tell you, Jim. let me tell you, I got to give that to Pacquiao. I mean, defense. I mean, look at Marquez's face. I mean, so I got to give it to Pacquiao because of defense. What? Are you serious, bro? I remember I got up and I threw my pen to the floor. You know?
HBO has some funny moments with the commentary. I remember. Do you remember watch? I mean, I'm sure you watched it, but do you
Yeah,
remember the Ike Corte versus De La Hoya fight?
I do.
And
Yeah,
there was a round where George Foreman, you know how biased he was for Del. He really loved De La Hoya. There was a
yeah,
round where it was kind of a boring round, but it was a round that Corte was winning clearly. And I think it was Larry Merchant who said, George, I haven't seen Oscar do much this round. And George just said, not much is a lot for De La Hoya. Oh, I almost fell out of my chair listening to that, man. That was just too much for me.
yeah. Yeah, especially the HBO announcers, man, they had a lot of influence over people, man. It was amazing. But I wanted to just talk about this, man. I wanted to ask you, Sweet Pea Whitaker recently passed away. Unfortunately, um, what are some memories you have of Sweet Pea Whitaker?
Man, oh man, I did a video on him yesterday. Man, the guy was one of the best I seen do it. Um, and I actually hated Whitaker for a while because I was a big Chavez fan growing up. And when he fought Chavez, man, everybody in the house was talking about, Chavez lost. Chavez, I was the only one sticking to my guy. I was like, man, nah, he
How old
didn't
were
do
you?
that. Bro. Oh man, I was young at the time, and this is right when I first started to really pay attention to boxing. What year was that they fought? I want to say it was like,
Somebody post a year really quick.
I can't remember.
They'll post a year.
But yeah, man, that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth because deep down inside, I knew Whitaker probably won the fight. I just didn't want to admit it.
The 95, I think.
95?
I
Yeah,
think so.
I was about 11 years
No,
old at the
no, actually,
time.
no, no. I'm probably thinking of another fight. Probably 94 or 93.
Yeah, if it was 94, then I was 10. And
No.
I've been watching boxing. My family, man, we love boxing. We had fight parties. I remember growing up just having fight parties, and I watched a lot of the great fights. But Chavez
It
was
was
my guy.
93. It was 93. I think 94 was Randall.
Yeah,
95,
yeah.
yeah.
When he finally lost.
Except
But
93, it was in the Alamo Dome. I'll tell you what, though. Um, Look, Whitaker won. There's no, so I just want to throw it out there before anybody loses their shit.
no,
Okay.
I agree. I agree now after watching it. He definitely won it.
No, Whitaker won that fight, but I think people exaggerate by how much. You know what I mean? I think people just tell themselves over and over again, or they just hear about it. But I honestly gave Chavez about 4 rounds in that fight. I gave him 4 rounds. Competitive rounds, but what sticks out is that there was about 5 or 6 rounds that Sweet Pea clearly won.
Dominated, yeah.
Yeah. So those rounds stick out, but people forget the other 5, 6 competitive rounds. But I just, there's no way you could give Chavez the draw. There's just no way. I just don't see it.
Yeah, same here,
Awesome.
man. Same here. And then he came back and fought another one of my favorites, Felix Trinidad. And then, that was not the same Sweet Pea, but,
Yeah.
he had moments in that fight, man. If you go back and watch that fight, there were some moments, man, where he was back to his old ways, or he was slipping and ducking underneath punches and making Trinidad miss. Even hurt Trinidad a couple. He wobbled him with a couple of shots. But that was not the same Sweet Pea we were used to seeing.
What about De La Hoya? The De La Hoya fight.
Yeah, I thought he clearly beat De La Hoya that night for sure. Yeah, I thought he won that fight. Oscar was young and throwing a lot of good fast shots at him. I just thought Whitaker was, he did a good job of avoiding a lot of big shots from De La Hoya, and I thought he won that fight clearly, in my opinion.
I thought it was close, man. I thought that fight could have gone either way, but I scored it for Sweet Pea, but it was close. Sweet Pea, I'll tell you what though, there was this one, I forgot what round it was, where what made this guy special. It wasn't just the fact that he made guys miss. Like a lot of defensive fighters make guys miss, but what he did, what made him special was he made guys miss when guys were doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like guys were setting up the punches, putting them together perfectly, throwing it where they're supposed to throw it. But Sweet Pea was the original Matrix, man. Not Lomachenko, Sweet Pea.
I agree,
That dude
definitely.
did the Matrix so many times, man. Like, you know, the Matrix when they dodge the bullets and shit? Like, Sweet Pea would be doing that shit, like, damn. And, like, it would look so good that you wanted to give him the round, you know? But he also brought it. You know, he would punish you after you missed.
Yeah.
And that's what made Whitaker. And he would throw a lot of punches in his fights, right? I think it was Haplotype that might have posted, said this a couple years back that, I mean, Whitaker landed like over 400 punches in one fight at one point. You know, like this guy threw, he was an offensive juggernaut too. It wasn't just defense. Um, and yes, there was that fight, man. I forget the name of the dude. Could somebody get the name of the, or unless you remember G Funk, that I forgot the name of the guy, man. He fought before, like everybody thought the De La Hoya fight was out the window at that point. They were trying to set up the fight. He dropped Whitaker early. Whitaker got up, man. He was just like kind of laughing a little bit. I don't know if he felt a little embarrassed or like, damn it, I got caught. But like, you know, he was a showman. Then he came back, man, and beat the shit out of this dude in the corner, man, or against the ropes.
Was that the
Or,
Cuban dude? We had him up against the
yeah,
ropes.
yeah,
Yeah. I remember
Hurtado. There
that.
you go, Hurtado. Yeah,
I remember that.
dude, he beat the living shit out of this dude. Um, didn't something happen to that guy? I don't know, man. I never saw him again. But man, like I don't want to laugh about it. Cause something did happen, but man, the ref. I don't know what the ref was thinking.
He was just laid up against the ropes, and he was just
The ref was
cleaning
just that
cleaned him
was
up.
the ref. That was the ref from the Ivan Drago
Apollo
Creed fight.
Creed.
That was the same ref, bro. Dude fell, man. He was leaning against the second rope. Like I can't believe this, man. But Sweepy was you know, he had like that look, like, man, when he was willing on guys, like, he had a killer instinct, dude. You know what I mean? This dude had a kill, like he wanted to hurt you. It was like, how dare you think you could have hit me? Bam, like, you know, like a how dare you think you can beat me? You know, like, and he had a mean streak about him. That's for sure. Like, don't get it twisted. Just because he was a defensive fighter, that he didn't have a mean streak, and that he couldn't beat the shit out of those dudes, man.
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
bad boy, man.
Ashley Knuckles says Katsu whooped his ass later on. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if anything was left after what Whitaker did to him. I mean, but I remember watching that fight live though, and I was like, oh shit, like, we're not gonna get the De La Hoya fight, bro. Like shit, like, you know what I mean? That was a big fight to make.
Yep.
And then Whitaker, like clutch, like if there was ever a clutch fighter, like he showed clutch in that fight and put him out of the way. Now, Haplotypes, people used to say Whitaker was boring, but go back and watch his fights. Compared to Mayweather, they were action packed, stunning. This dude was an amazing fighter, bro. And then here's the other thing. I know we're going over time, but it is what it is. We'll go another 5 minutes, but it's for Sweet Pea. All right.
Right.
But Mayweather, amazing fighter, man. You know, that shoulder roll, really good at rolling with shots and block. You know, his armor right here would block shots coming down low. He had this to block his body. He would block hooks coming this way. So I mean, the guy was something, and he only used that, by the way, against orthodox fighters. He didn't fight southpaws that way, right? Because of that reason. Because southpaws are not going to throw a hook from here. But anyway, it's which is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, right? But there is some contact there. You may be rolling with the shots. You may be hitting your shoulder. You may be hitting your gloves, which is one way. It's a beautiful defense. Okay, Mayweather is an unbelievable fighter. Okay, regardless of what anybody thinks about the guy. But Whitaker, though, dude, Whitaker would like have his hands down and make guys miss. Like, you were missing shots. You were hitting air, dude. You know what I mean? He wouldn't roll with the shot. He would move away and look at the punch. You know, I remember I was seeing Sweet Pea look at the dude's glove. Like this dude's reflexes were not normal. Like in a good way. Like he had some advanced reflexes that were out of this world, dude. Um, and there's one you guys got to look it up, man. It's like it's going viral right now on social media. De La Hoya threw like, and everybody knows De La Hoya had a nice jab, dude. You know what I mean? De La Hoya's jab is one of the best jabs I ever seen. Sweet Pea like he didn't parry it. Nah, he like moved. He like moved twice from the double jab, and then he ducks like a right hand, and then he moves from the hook, and then he's doing it while he's moving backwards, and he's making De La Hoya miss. That's amazing, dude. You know what I mean? And that's against a prime De La Hoya. A prime De La Hoya, right? Who was a really good boxer. You don't believe me? Go watch the first 9 rounds of Trinidad versus De La Hoya. Okay? All right? Don't watch the rest of the rounds. Just stop at round 8, stop. Okay, and then just stop from there. But that's what made Sweet Pea special, man. Right? But you know, what are your thoughts on that, man? His defense, man. Just the way, not just, you know, the way he made guys miss.
Yeah, it's just incredible, man, the way he did that. You could see some of his fights where he'd be squatting down, like almost down to the ground.
Yeah,
punches from some fighters, man. Yeah, it was just crazy the way he did. Like you said, he wasn't like blocking them with the shoulder or with the hand up like Floyd. And not to take anything away from Floyd, but like you said, the way he avoided punches, he was just moving his head and the upper body side to side, and you know, just everything you want in a defensive specialist, man, was Whitaker. That guy could just make anybody look bad, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Whitaker, man, dude. Whitaker fought in an era, bro, where everybody was good, dude. You know what I mean? Everybody was good. Like today, like people just assume like the top tier fighters today are at the same level as the top tier fighters then. Nah, bro. Okay. The top tier fighters today are here. The top tier fighters of yesteryear were right here. In that era, the B level fighters are right here back then. Okay.
I agree.
Now you have some guys, you have your Crawfords, right? You have dudes that are up here too. But I mean just in general, right? Some of like Whitaker's fights, man, people don't understand how good these fighters were in that era. All right, late '80s, early '90s, man, these guys were good, bro. All right, what's his name? The trainer dude, the guy used to be a fighter, McGirt.
Buddy McGirt, yeah.
Buddy McGirt was a good fighter, man. A lot of people don't even know that, by the way. They just think the dude's a trainer and shit. But Buddy McGirt was a hell of a fighter, right? And Sweet Pea beat him twice, and he beat him pretty easily. Actually, you know, it's kind of scary. You know, I think we lost G-Funk. I don't know what happened. G-Funk disappeared. But guys, I'm going overtime. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. But I want to thank everybody that joined me live. Boxing Outlaw Whitaker was part of the greatest Olympics team in the USA ever had. Absolutely, man. That Olympic team was amazing, without a shadow of a doubt. All right. Usually squatting that low isn't a good idea, but the greats pulled it. Hey, let me tell you something. When you're that good, you can get away with it, bro. Okay. Think Gallegos, he sat in the corner in the Trinidad fight. He beat Roger Mayweather too. Yeah. He beat Roger Mayweather. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. All right. Make sure you throw a jab at that like button before I go. And right now, let me check. Let me check on you guys really quick. Let me see if we got to that threshold right now. G-Funk's back. What's up, G-Funk?
Oh, man. Lost connection or something, man. But I'm back.
What's up, man? Give us some final thoughts, bro.
Well, man, you know, it's fight week, man, and I'm excited. I feel like I haven't even gone to work yet, you know. I'm just thinking about the fight all week, you know.
Definitely.
But, yeah, like I said earlier, man, I'm glad to be back. I went away. I had to take care of some personal stuff, so I had to put the channel on hold, but I'm back now. And I just want to say again, thanks to the brother DStyle for letting me come on his platform and talk some boxing with him, man. It's always good to talk boxing with people that actually know boxing, you know.
I'm on a mission to bring all these old channels back, bro. Like, I gotta find these dudes. All right.
Let's get them back, man.
Yeah. I found Ashy, like, but I want to get Ashy back on. By the way, yeah, I'm gonna text him later on to see if he wants to. I don't know if he's still on, but I want him on Thursday. But um, G Funk and Style, I think that's what you mean. G Style, is that like our co-name? G Style Tuesdays. I don't know. Who hits harder than Julian Jackson?
The Hawk. Wow, he was one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
He was a bad boy, man. I remember we laid out Terry Norris, and that was like that was a clean knockout.
I think it means like pound for pound, I guess. You know what I mean? But man,
who hits harder in his division or just overall? You know?
Like Crawford. I mean, not Crawford. What the hell am I talking about? Wilder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're just talking just like that, but
I would say George Foreman.
Shavers, Foreman. But just I think he means pound for pound. You know what I mean? I think that's what you mean. Anui. No, not kidding. Anui, you never know, but he still has a lot to prove. Anui.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Julian Jackson, pound for pound, is probably one of the hardest hitters ever, man.
He was never out of a fight, man.
What about a nice clean shot from Hearns?
Oh yeah, nice clean straight right hand. Yeah.
I still don't pound for pound. I still don't think it's harder than. But what about Drago? Ivan Drago, pound for pound, bro. Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed, bro. You know what I mean? And by the way, you guys got to check out my post-fight, my play-by-play. I do a play-by-play, blow-by-blow of all the Rocky fights from other movies and shit. No, that's not true. Those are post-fight reactions. Make sure you guys check those out, man. Go there, like them, share them. Let's make those things go. All right. And then make sure you vote on the poll. Look at this. Nobody's voted all day, bro. Right? Look at this. Look at this shit. Right? Right. Let me get closer here. You see this? Look at this. Right? Go to you see that? That's the community page. Go to the community page. Scroll down. There's a poll. Vote on the poll. G-Funk, can you see who's in the lead?
Oh, my boy Roy Jones. That's who I voted for, man.
There we go. Roy Jones. You didn't vote for Eric Morales, bro?
Ah, man. I know that's your boy, man, but I like Roy, man.
Unbelievable. Everybody's voting for Roy. This is Morales' time, right? And they're stealing it from him. Unbelievable. That's all good. Roy Jones, this is almost a ceremonial. I think people stop voting because Roy's gonna win, but let's vote anyway. Vote for Roy. Maybe Roy's the first ever gets 50% or over. And by the way, if you're a Bernard Hopkins fan, let me show you some. See that? You see the percentage on Hopkins? G-Funk?
Man.
11%. If Hopkins gets less than 10%, he's eliminated. I've been wanting to do an executioner week. I can't do that if he gets eliminated. But there you go. I'm going to be talking about, even though it's Bradley week, we're still going to be talking Pernell Whitaker from here to Thursday, man. It's also Pernell Whitaker week, no doubt about that. Okay. We might do a more thorough week for him down the line, as we're going to do with a lot of legends. Chief Funk, I'd like to have you on again, man.
Yeah, man, it was great, man. Once again, thanks DStyle, man, for having me on. I appreciate it. Been a long time for me, man, but I'm back and I'm ready.
By the way, I don't know, G-Funk, if you've heard of Scrapbook Boxing. He's in the chat right now. Scrapbook Boxing, man, great channel. And I say that every time. Okay. And let me tell you, this guy doesn't get the credit he deserves. This guy has amazing boxing knowledge. And trust me, I know all about trying to tell a story about fights, old school fights. I know all about that. And I'll be honest, usually I do them, and if I want to do it the way I want to, I edit it. You know what I mean? And even I think I'm a good storyteller, but this guy is just at a whole nother level. You guys got to check out Scrapbook Boxing. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. And that's that. All right.
I'll make sure to do that, man.
Absolutely, man. All right. With that said, guys, mission of the day, subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. All right. This is DStyleBoxing, and for GFunk, keep it boxing. I'm out.